you doing? I know I've had a crazy day. It's nothing bad happened, but I was just disappointed, frustrated. It was just upsetting. I woke up this morning um, with a thought. And of course, some of y'all may know I'm a baker. Some of y'all may not know. A lot of y'all may not know. But I've been baking for 20 some years now. I mean, I've made ain't gonna say millions, but I've made, I'm pretty sure, more than 100, 200 pound cakes over these last several years. I'm pretty sure. And today I woke up wanting to, of course, make another pound cake today. The last one I made, I got this new baking pan for Christmas, and the doggone cake got stuck in the damn pan. So of course I was trying again today to make another cake, and my cake got stuck in the pan again. I'm like, what is going on? Like I said, y'all, I was just so upset earlier and so frustrated, and so I'm standing in the kitchen now. But like I said, just so frustrated. I'm like, what is going on? I have honestly never had cakes get stuck in my pans. Maybe like one or two throughout the last 20 some years. So I'm like, okay, two times in a row, maybe like a month apart. I'm like, what the heck is going on? So I know what I guess living here in Tucson is, I know back at home in St. Louis, there's different weather, there's different humidity, there's different things going on with the weather too. I put it that way. So like I said, I'm in the air and all that, dry air, dry heat, whatever the case may be. But like I said, definitely y'all, I know what I need to do. I'm just gonna go and buy some of that baking spray that actually has the flour in it. Because I know when I have flour in my pans, it leaves that nasty residue on top of the cakes. I don't like that. I've used that in the past. I just don't like that. But of course, I will do that if I cannot find the bake off tomorrow. We'll see. But like I said, definitely, y'all, I just want to share this with y'all because I know every day, of course, I try to be happy, try to be, of course, in a good mood, that kind of thing. But sometimes things just piss me off, and I'm just like, oh my God, this is ridiculous. Something I've done hundreds of times before, all of a sudden the last two times are not working out right. And I know me just not just about this cake, but thinking just about life as well. I've done all types of things in life. I've failed at a whole lot of things, and I've also learned a lot of lessons from those failures too. And I know that if I would have kept in my mind, is if I would have kept saying those failures, that's all I'm going to get, that's all that's going to happen. I resorted back to that same behavior today, actually. Ain't none of this stuff going to work. I'm going to stop baking all this kind of stuff. And I know doggone well I'm not going to stop baking anything. I was just pissed off and upset in the moment. And I know, like I said, not just this cake, but just thinking back in the past about all types of things. And I'm sure y'all can relate too. You're trying to do something, do your best at it, doing all these things. You're doing what you're supposed to do, but it does not turn out right. And like I said, I know I'm not the only one who haven't had anything in their life that hadn't turned out right, whether it's a cake or not. Things happen in life all the time. I know that. But like I said, y'all, I just want to kind of share this with y'all today because I'm like, okay, this is ridiculous. And I know somebody else can relate too. Like I said, not just with this cake, but with other things in life as well. And I know one thing I had to do back in the day was, even though I resorted back to the same, I'm going to stop doing this, I ain't going to do this no more. I had to learn how to change my mindset a lot. Because yes, I did have a very negative attitude, negative mindset. Because of course, I'm sure that's because of the way I was raised and all that kind of stuff too. But over the years, I had to learn how to change that. I'm not upset for weeks and days and months and years now anymore. I put it that way. This just happened a few hours ago. I'm already over it. When before it was never like that. I was angry for days, for weeks, sometimes, and it was for months and years actually. For, I guess, depending on the situation and what the heck was going on, that was the case actually. And like I said, I'm of course I'm the person that's going to, of course, be vulnerable and share my ins and outs and ups and downs and all those types of things, like I have been doing for years. I'm not afraid to say that. Even though I always have a chipper personality and I'm always lucky, happy go lucky and all this kind of stuff. But I have my bad days too, and one of those days was today. And like I said, I'm sure some of y'all can identify. Let me know in the comments what's been bad, what's in the past month, have you had a bad day, and what that bad day was. Like I said, this is my bad day today. I put it that way with this stupid cake, but like I said, it was damn good actually. But it stuck in the pan. I was just so mad. Like, this is ridiculous. For the second time in a row, and I'm like, okay, what is going on here? I have never had this happen before. Maybe, like I said, once or twice over the last 20 some years. It has not happened that often. But to have this happen in about a month apart, this is crazy. And like I said, I know that when it comes to things not working out, when it comes to things not, you doing all this stuff and things are not panning out the way that you want, it's time to switch lanes. Or it's time to make a new plan. My new plan, I'm going tomorrow to go get some bake off. And I do have flour, I do have cooking spray, all that kind of stuff here. I just do not want to use that doggone flour in my pan because it leaves that, like I said, that nasty little caked up residue on top. I don't like that. I don't like that. But I will try the bake off. That was suggested to me earlier. I will try the bake off. They said it has the grease and the flour inside the spray. So I will use that the next time. And I'll make another cake over the weekend. And I hope that you all understand that this is not really about the cake. This is about life in general. When things mess up, when things don't go right for us, we have to know how to pick up and start again and do it over. It's not just about, of course, giving up. And even though I said I was, I know I'm not, but definitely, I know it's not about giving up. Yes, it could be about switching lanes. It just depends on your situation. But sometimes a new plan has to come forth in order for those things to actually come to fruition in the way that you like for them, I guess, for them to. And like I said, I just hope that somebody took this message or is going to take this message today and run with it. I guess I put it that way as well, and make some changes to their mindset too. Like I said, this took me years to, of course, evolve into this. It wasn't overnight. I'm almost 50 years old. It wasn't overnight at all. So like I said, I hope y'all know, yes, it's about the cake that frustrated me to death today, but this is also about life too, because the same doggone thing is going to happen in life, and you're going to have to figure out how to pick yourself back up and how to bounce back from all the hardships and all the things that's going to keep knocking you down. And I want to thank, is it Buck D5, I think? TRBD and Noodles. Thank y'all for tuning in today. I really appreciate that. There are some other folks on here I don't see y'all, but that's okay. But like I said, I just want to share this today to let you know that, of course, I'm on as I'm sharing my story, building my life that I can only imagine. This is part of the process. I am going to have I am going to have those down days. I was listening to somebody yesterday on a podcast. I can't think of the young lady's name, but I know she was with Mel Robbins. If I find it, I'll put it in the comments. But she was talking about how she looks at life in thirds. Third of it, you're going to be happy. Third of it, you're going to be frustrated, ready to give up. Or did I say that wrong? I guess you'll be frustrated. And another third, you're going to feel like wanting to give up. It was something along those lines. And what I know is, when I listen to her, I know that this is part of my third. One of those bad days that's going to challenge me to, of course, try harder and take a different path next time. And not just give up and I don't want to do this no more, like I said earlier, which I knew I was just pissed off and upset and I wasn't going to stop anything. Maybe today, yes, that's my end of my baking today, but not for the rest of my life, no. Baking has always been something, if I haven't already said it yet, but it's always been something that helped me heal from the traumas and the dramas that I've had throughout life. And of course, I started baking when I was, let me see, when I first got my first apartment, I think I was 19 years old. So I guess that's 30. Oh, I don't realize how long ago that was. I guess it's 30 years ago as I think about it. Wow, goodness gracious. I guess I might just getting old. I guess I put it that way. But like I said, I started baking back then and I messed a whole lot of things up. Pound cakes, peach cobblers, gooey butter cakes, all types of things. Forgot to put sugar and stuff. Just craziness across the board until I learned how to do the baking correctly. And just to know, I just want to say that again. Just know that you're going to have all kinds of issues throughout your life. I've had a whole lot of them as well. But we have to learn how to pick ourselves back up after those hard times happen. Like I said, I stayed down sometimes for years. I was pissed off, upset, angry, didn't want to talk to this person, didn't want to do this with this person, all this kind of stuff. But that was my loss. Probably their loss too, I don't know. But I'm putting everything on me. That was my loss. And I know now that I didn't have to stay upset that long over, I'm not going to say over nothing, but over hurt feelings, over frustration, over he said, she said, or misunderstandings as well. Like I said, I had to learn over these last, I don't know how many years, to get through these processes quicker, stop being angry so long, and bounce back as quick as I can so that I can continue on my path to do whatever the heck I set out to do. Because if not, that's stopping me and my progress. I know now that all those times I was angry and frustrated and taking things out on folks and folks taking things out on me, whatever the case may have been, I know how it stunted my growth. I didn't grow at all, really. In some aspects. I ain't gonna say I didn't grow, but in some aspects. But it wasn't the growth that should have been happening at that time, because my mindset was so stuck on the problem and the issue, instead of what's going to be better for my future and for their future, whoever else's future, and how am I gonna get myself up out of this, instead of just sitting up there just dwelling in it. Like I said, I'm hoping I'm touching somebody today that's, of course, hearing this message and wondering why they doing the same thing too. Like I said, it's very easy to do. It's our default. It's, I guess, our, meaning humans, it's our default, to me, our default tape. A lot of us do that. I've seen it across the board, men, women, no matter what race you are, I've seen it all across the board, young and old. But there's one thing, like I said, that I know I had to work on in order for me to be successful in anything. It's gotten way better over the years, but this just frustrated me to death today. I started recording, but for one thing, the technology wasn't working. I tried to record this for YouTube for my Eating Travel with Tony channel. It ain't no video going up because nothing worked. My damn camera, at first, I thought I was recording. That wasn't recording. Then I finally started recording again. I guess it's for some reason it cut off. Then the battery was draining. So it was about to cut off. So I had to go get my cell phone, what I'm recording on right now, which I cannot, I have to give me another cell phone tripod, because the one I got is too small for this big phone. So I'm sitting up here trying to hold the camera, do this, do that, and just all these technology issues. Like I said, it didn't make it no better either. But sometimes those are the things that's going to happen. There's surface level things and there's underlying things too. That's always going to happen when we're trying to move ahead, when we're trying to do something that we think is right, and it's going to be the bomb and all these types of things, and it turns out to be a failure at that moment. But what I always know, like I said before, for my failures, there's always a lesson in there somewhere. There's always a silver lining. I don't care what it is. With this cake, yes, I'm going to buy some Bake Off to make sure I have flour and grease in the spray when I'm spraying to make the cake the next time. Because this has not happened as many times in a row like this at all. But like I said, definitely there's always a plan to move forward. There's always a lesson, a silver lining that we have to know to look for. Once you calm down, because I had to calm down first. But once you calm down and think about what happened, what's going on, and how you're going to pick yourself up from this. It does not have to be the end. It does not have to be the end of, I don't want this, I don't want to do that, I quit. It does not have to be that at all. We may think that, because I sure thought that, and I actually said that to my partner earlier. He was like, no, I know you just mad, just settle down and you'll be fine, which I am fine now, but he didn't say it like that. But like I said, I'm definitely fine now. But still, I knew that wasn't the end. I was just pissed off and upset. And those times are going to happen. Like I said, that's part of those thirds. It's going to happen. But we have to know how to move forward too once it does happen, and how we self-soothe ourselves. Because I had to learn it over the years. How in the world am I going to calm myself down instead of breaking something, throwing something like I did back in the day in my teens and early 20s. Early to mid 20s, actually. So like I said, that's something I had to learn, and that if I'm speaking to you in this message, that's something you're going to have to learn too, unfortunately. If you want your life to be the life that you want. And like I said, I'm building the life that I can only imagine. I'm going to have to learn other strategies as well at this present time to make sure if this happens again, I won't be flying off the handle and all upset. So with that, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and get my butt off here. Like I said, I just want to share this message with somebody today, because yes, while it's about the cake, it's really not about the cake. It's about life. Because life is going to knock us down over and over again. But we have got to build ourselves to be strong enough to get back up. And don't let any of that kind of stuff keep us down. I don't care what the heck it is. So with that, y'all, like I said, I'm going to get off here. Take care, y'all. Have a great night. I know this is different from the other videos I've done this week, but that's okay. Like I said, I want to share this moment with y'all, because to let y'all know that, of course, I go through the same things y'all go through too. I'm not a perfect person either. Nobody is. So like I said, I definitely hope that this sparked somebody's brain today, to let you know that just because this cake was frustrating and all that kind of stuff, it messed up, it got stuck in the pan, life is going to be that same way, but you have to figure out how to pick yourself back up and how to still move forward anyway. So with that, y'all, peace out. I'm Tonetta. Like I said, peace out. I'll see y'all in the next video, y'all. Have a good one.